I like dogs more than I like most people. Society calls it cute. A quirky mug quote. But if you genuinely feel this way, it's not just a personality trait. It is your nervous system choosing the safest option. Today, we're breaking down the psychology of why your brain trusts paws over people. You'll learn how betrayal and social exhaustion train you to prefer connections that are predictable, non-judgmental, and emotionally inexpensive. And when that safe harbor actually becomes a wall. To understand this, we first have to look at how you process the concept of love. In the human world, love is incredibly complicated. It is transactional. Human love operates on a hidden ledger. You are loved if you succeed. You are loved if you say the right things. You are loved if you meet expectations. If you grew up experiencing betrayal trauma, perhaps you had inconsistent caregivers, narcissistic parents, or you were deeply hurt by someone you trusted, your nervous system learned a terrifying rule. The rule is, humans are dangerous. Humans have hidden agendas. Humans keep score. A dog completely bypasses this trauma trigger. In psychology, there is a term coined by Carl Rogers called unconditional positive regard. It means accepting and supporting someone exactly as they are, without any conditions. Dogs are the biological embodiment of unconditional positive regard. They don't care about your salary. They don't care if you gained weight. They don't care if you failed an exam. To a traumatized brain, a dog is the only creature on earth that offers pure intimacy without the threat of judgment. They offer connection without the hidden cost. Let's go deeper into attachment theory. Human relationships are inherently volatile. People pull away. People need space. People fall out of love, move to different cities, or simply stop texting back. If you have an anxious attachment style or a deep-seated fear of abandonment, this volatility feels like torture. Waiting 3 hours for a text reply can send your body into a full fight-or-flight panic. A dog provides radical consistency. Their entire universe is confined to the walls of your home, and you are the center of that universe. When you leave, they wait. When you return, they celebrate as if you have been gone for a decade. They literally wait by the door for you. For a nervous system that is terrified of being abandoned, this is the ultimate psychological antidote. A dog provides a permanent, unbreakable bond. They cannot ghost you. They cannot file for divorce. They cannot decide they need to find themselves. They fill a void of consistency that the human world simply cannot guarantee. This brings us to a slightly darker, but very real psychological truth. The need for control. Adult human relationships require massive amounts of compromise. You have to negotiate boundaries, deal with conflict, and accept the terrifying reality that you cannot control another person's thoughts or actions. If you suffer from learned helplessness, or if the modern world makes you feel completely powerless over your career, the economy, or your future, human relationships can feel like just another unpredictable, chaotic variable. But your relationship with your dog? That is a closed system. You are their caretaker. You are their God. You control when they eat, where they walk, and when they sleep. This isn't about being a tyrant. It is about creating a safe, predictable microcosm where you have absolute agency. In a world spinning out of control, where you constantly feel small and overwhelmed, your dog allows you to construct a tiny, manageable universe. It is a relationship where the rules are clear, the hierarchy is stable, and the outcome is predictable. Now, let's talk about the exhaustion of the social mask. If you are an introvert, a people pleaser, or someone dealing with high-functioning burnout, interacting with humans requires immense emotional labor. You have to monitor your facial expressions. You have to carefully choose your words. You have to pretend to be interested. You have to manage the ego of the person you are talking to. It is an exhausting, non-stop performance. Animals do not require a performance. You can sit in a room with your dog in absolute silence, staring at a wall, feeling utterly miserable, and the dog will just lay their head on your foot. They don't ask you to cheer up. They don't offer unsolicited advice. They don't make your sadness about them. They offer something psychologists call co-regulation. Through their steady heartbeat, their warmth, and their silent presence, they calm your limbic system without demanding a single spoken word. They are the only companions who allow you to take off your mask and simply exist. When we talk about why some people bond so deeply with dogs, there's a subconscious layer we rarely name: the inner child. Psychologists often notice that the way we care for pets can mirror our own unmet needs. If you grew up feeling unsafe, unprotected, or misunderstood, that younger version of you still lives inside. So when you see a vulnerable dog who depends on you, something in your brain makes a quiet vow: I will never let you feel what I felt. You give them the best food, protect their boundaries, create a warm, predictable home, and make sure they never have to wonder if you'll come back. This can be a form of proxy reparenting, offering them the unconditional love and safety you were denied, while trying to heal your own past. And it can also repair shattered self-esteem. The world judges you, but to your dog, you're a hero. One look of devotion can overwrite the story that you're failing and anchor you to a version of yourself that feels good, capable, and worthy of love. This intense psychological reliance explains something that society rarely understands: why the loss of a pet can sometimes hurt more than the loss of a human relative. When a dog passes away, the grief is apocalyptic. But society often dismisses it. It was just a dog, they say. You can get another one. Psychologists call this disenfranchised grief. Grief that is not openly acknowledged or socially supported. But what society doesn't realize is that you didn't just lose a pet. You lost your emotional surrogate. You lost the one completely safe space your nervous system had left in this world. You lost the creature that held the softest, most vulnerable parts of you, the parts you were too terrified to show to any human. If you look at your dog and feel a depth of love that you struggle to feel for your own species, do not feel guilty. It does not mean you are cold. It does not mean you are broken. It means you are human, and you have found the safest possible harbor for your empathy. Your dog is the guardian of your vulnerability. But remember the objective truth. A shield can eventually become a wall. A sanctuary can eventually become an island. The love of an animal is pure, perfect, and safe. But true healing often requires us to slowly, carefully risk the danger of human connection again. Until then, keep petting your dog. Keep your peace. Just know exactly why you are doing it.